What I'd like to do is take you inside of my preferred choice for software as far as how I get my cartoons into the computer and also painting. I like to use Painter, Corel Painter actually. Um, there's actually a lot of nice tools in here, but when you open Painter, this is the default screen that you'll get, and we'll just go ahead and close this out here. But this is the overall look that you'll see. You'll see your toolbar over here to the left, and I can go over more of these in a different video. But also on the top here, you'll see the settings for that particular tool that you have selected. So we have the paintbrush selected, and you can see there's size, opacity, there's grain, and all these affect the tool differently. So if I select the move tool, you can see it's a different. We have different settings. Same for the rest of these. So your type tool, you can pick the typeface that you want. And then over here we have some brushes. We actually have quite a few brushes. And as far as Photoshop goes, we don't really have this extensive library of brushes. So that's why I really like Corel Painter, because you have this huge selection of brushes. And actually these brushes mimic the real thing quite well. So if I just go to File, New, for New Document, we'll just leave the settings just the way they are. What's nice in Corel Painter, you can select a paper color. So I always like to set a paper color because it's a lot easier to see what you're doing as far as what's on what layer, and that makes whatever you're painting stand out, I think, a little bit more instead of the white background. So let's just click OK. If we just double click, and if I just go ahead and zoom in here just a little bit, and if I just paint something really quick, you can see we got like bristle brushes. So it's nice to see that it looks like a acrylic or maybe even oil. You can also blend these colors too, depending on the settings that you have. But I really like this color wheel a lot in Painter. It does have a little mixer here, so you can go ahead and mix up some colors yourself. Let's say we want a blue and we want to see what it looks like with the green. That gets pretty muddy fast, but and then you can just eyedrop that color and start painting. Let's say we want some of this yellow here. Let's go ahead and throw that on there. Maybe some of this orange. So you can mix up your own colors and use it on your canvas here. And then the biggest and most important thing that I like to use is layers. Just like Photoshop, you have your layers here, and layers allows you to have a little more control over your document or your artwork here. So you can see it says canvas here, and you can see I just painted right onto that. But let's say you wanted to add some text or maybe an object on top of the canvas. So if we are a text tool, I think when you start typing, it automatically makes a new layer. Yeah, you can see a new layer here. But so the reason why layers is nice is because, let's make that a different color here. It allows me a little more control. So now I can turn this layer off if I don't want to see it, or it allows me to move that object around. So if I make a new layer here and I grab my paintbrush, let's select let's go back to our color wheel here. Let's grab a bright green here and we start painting here. So now I can paint. If I use the move tool, if I go grab the move, now you can see this layer here with the green. I can move that object around without anything else moving. I can go ahead and grab this text layer and move that around. So now if I try to grab this background, I can't move it because it's already basically flattened, or it's not in its own layer, so I can't move that. So that's why layers are really important. And just one other thing to show you, in Window there is a lot of settings here, but one of the important ones is brush control. So if I pull this open, you can see all the different settings for that particular brush as far as opacity. Basically that goes along with these settings up here, but then there's size. You can see you can get some different effects when you paint. Maybe we want more of a rounded. I don't know how much it's really changing, but you can. There's all these different settings that you can work with, and for right now, I think that's it, and thanks for watching.